Hello and welcome to Anden's channel, my channel. Literally just came home from watching Avengers Infinity War. Thank God I got to see the movie a lot sooner than I feared I would. Whoa. Of course I want to start everything spoiler free and then I'll go into the spoilers afterwards. This movie takes everything the past movies have created and brings it in, and they do it so organically and it's so well done, and it's just like, I literally throughout the entire movie I sat like, because I was just like, I can't believe they're doing all of this and it's working so well, and the characters we see and the places we go to and all of the characters in the movie, there are so many of them, and honestly never once did I feel like, okay, we're seeing too much of you, we need to see more of this guy. I felt like all the characters that were integral to the actual story themselves, they got their moments. Having like grown up throughout my teenage years with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's been 10 years now. When I was 11 years old, I saw the first Iron Man movie with my dad. Here I am now, and seeing this movie that is just like so much for the fans. This is not a standalone movie at all. If you haven't seen the Guardians movies for some reason, you're not gonna get anything what happens in this movie. But for me, who's been this little nerd for all these 10 years, who have just paid all of this close attention to everything, who has watched these Marvel movies several times over, this movie is everything my 11-year-old self could have ever wanted without me even knowing what that would be back then. I personally feel like Winter Soldier is like the better like story, but because of what this movie is able to do and the fact that it makes the character of Thanos, in my opinion, I feel like he's a more interesting character than what I've read in the comics. And sure, I haven't read like everything about Thanos, but from what I've seen of Thanos inside the comic books, I feel like this version was so much like, he was a good fucking villain. Like, I was just, wow, in a Marvel movie. The past like 4 Marvel movie villains have actually been quite okay, so I was just like, wow. And he's also a fully CG character. He's one of the best fully CG characters I think I've ever seen, besides Planet of the Apes. This movie was structured in the exact same way I had in my mind, but in my mind, I honestly didn't expect them to go all out in the movie, and then they did, and I was just like, wow. You've already seen this movie because everybody in the world has seen this movie. It's the biggest movie in the world. So that was it for spoiler-free things. Now I'm going to talk about plot points and thing into more like detail and everything, and that will be spoilery, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, for some reason, stay away. But if you have seen it and you want to hear my opinions and stuff, listen away. I thought in my mind, obviously, this movie's gonna open up with fucking Loki's death and everything. But the fact that it happened, and the fact that Thor Ragnarok ended in such a happy way, like, where are we headed? To Earth. And then you see like the end credit scene, it's just like, ah, shit. And then the movie starts after everybody's dead, or half of everybody are dead, and Thor is just like beaten. Heimdall gets killed, and that was the first time I think in a while in a Marvel movie where I've ever felt some form of stakes. I was just like, oh shit. And then Loki gives him the Tesseract to save his brother. Loki thinking, okay, well, I can stab Thanos in the back, and Thanos is just like, and he fucking chokes him to death, like breaks his, It's already before the little title sequence starts, 2 fairly large characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe are dead. And then when the movie splits off, I'd say we have like 3 different points of views. We have Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man. We have the Guardians, who then split off with Thor to make a new hammer for Thor. And then we have Cap and his little Civil War team doing their thing. It felt like a Game of Thrones or like a Westworld episode where just, everything's just like, now we're here, now we're here, now we're here, now we're back here, now we're here. But never once did I feel like, well, this is cutting around way too much. I thought that they did everything so organically, and the way they introduced the Guardians was so good. How everything is just, I don't know how Marvel does it. It's something that's fucking fantastic that I do not want Disney to do in the Star Wars movies. But the way they managed to blend the drama and the seriousness with then the comedy, and it's so seamless and it's so funny, and it's just like, wow. And I'm so afraid that Disney feel like they have to do it with Star Wars. Like, don't do that with Star Wars. Thanos as a character was so good. His motivations. Overpopulation of the universe. The universe is going to end if we keep populating everything. So I'm just going to wipe out half of the universe, and then everybody can live in peace. Gamora, his daughter, hates him for killing half of her people. But then he says, look at your planet now. Everybody is happy. It's such an interesting point of view for Thanos. The fact that in this movie, you sympathize with Thanos, like, just for a moment. And it's just, wow. Like, the fact that he actually loves Gamora, and it's the CG face looking great, and it's just, wow. That's the most surprising thing going into this movie for me. The fact that Thanos was actually good. Like, speaking of Thanos and Gamora, the other major death was Gamora. And I don't think she's coming back. Don't do a Disney ending. Don't make everybody live again at the end. Like, I don't want Avengers 4 to end where everybody is happy, everybody is alive, because that would be so boring. So I hope that Gamora is literally dead, because that moment was so powerful for Thanos, so good. And of course, while I'm there, since Captain America, First Avenger, everybody has been saying, where's Red Skull? And as soon as he fucking pops up there as almost like a death creature or something, I was just like, that's fucking Red Skull. I was the only person in this cinema. I almost fucking stood up. I was just like, my friend next to me just like, what the fuck, dude? So that's fucking Red Skull. Oh my god, these are Nazi. Everything about this movie, like all the characters interacting with each other, and then all of the battles. I am a bit disappointed in Scarlet Witch, I'll be honest, because she's such a powerful character in the comics, and she's so not as powerful in the movies, and I'm just like, I want like a fucking Phoenix moment with you, damn it. But I don't feel like we ever got that. And then of course everything ends with Thanos getting all of the 6 Infinity Stones and snapping his finger, and half the universe is dead. And what I loved about that scene was that it was so much more from like Thanos' perspective and everything. It was just so, it was like a Thanos movie, which was really interesting. But the fact that they didn't just say, half the universe is now dead, oh no, because then people wouldn't have a reaction. It's just like, oh, half the universe, who cares? The fact that they literally went to everybody, like a 5-minute sequence, it felt like, just them going to everybody, seeing all of their friends slowly disappearing, and all of these close-ups. We can just see like, I know this character, oh no, this character, oh my god. It, like, we actually get to feel all these people dying, you know? And then everything ends with Thanos sitting on a beautiful planet, looking out and smiling. And then, the end. Now obviously, Avengers 4 is going to be them stopping this, because the line that Doctor Strange had, like something along the lines of, this was the only way. I feel like Doctor Strange tried to create the one version where they win in the end. All of these people who died, you know, turning into smoke, they're all gonna live, because Spider-Man died and Black Panther died, and we all know they're gonna have movies, so they're not dead. And that was like the one thing, I was just like, okay, well this character, yeah, he totally can die. This character can also, oh, Black Panther disappeared, ah shit, okay, never mind. But then what I was left with, I was just like, wait a minute, all of the original Avengers, they're still alive. So that's how I think everything is going to end, with the original Avengers sacrificing themselves so that the other half of the universe can come back and live. And if that is the way they go about it, I'm gonna love it. Because as long as there are stakes in Avengers 4, as long as they don't magically fix everything like they always do in the fucking comic books, if the Avengers die in a heroic way, sacrificing themselves to save the universe, that's good shit. So that's how I hope Avengers 4 is going to end, because that would be just like, wow. Because I couldn't have the dramatic feel. Like, I heard people fucking crying in the cinema, just like when the credits were rolling. I was just like, guys, come on, you do know that they're not all dead. Like, it's a movie, and it's gonna have a sequel. But no, what a powerful thing. And then, of course, the end credits scene, hinting at Captain Marvel, that's gonna be great. All in all, this movie did exactly what I wanted it to do. And it did it so well. It did it better than I thought it was going to be. I actually went into this movie like not with the biggest expectations ever, because I had a feeling, because because I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't want to go into like it's going to be the best thing ever I've ever seen. And I felt like going into the movie with not as high expectations, that really helped me a lot. Also, I managed to stay away from all the fucking spoilers, so technically I had no idea how this movie was going to go except in my mind, and I love that, thank God. I feel like I have to do that every single time now, because I shut off all the internet. Now I can shut it all back on again. But of course, before I end this, I also want to hear your opinions of Avengers Infinity War. What did you think about the movie? Did it live up to your expectations? Were there some things you wish they changed, you know? There are a lot of things I didn't talk about here at all, like the Hulk. The Hulk being afraid to come out because he was beaten by Thanos. That was so good. Oh, although the effect looked... Also, they totally did not have the scene where all the Avengers are running in the forest. Because the Hulk was never the Hulk there. Was that a thing they made literally just for the trailers? Or is that a thing from Avengers 4? Da-da-da. I'm gonna go now though, but I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys whenever I see you guys next. And yeah, no, I feel like my life is just forever changed now. I can finally watch all the spoiler reviews. Yay. Goodbye.